Hi everyone, welcome to week 1, game 1 of the Shifting Loyalties Campaign we're running down at SELWG, South East London Wargamers. So, if you haven't had a chance to check out my previous video, this is the first campaign like this I've ever run, the first campaign like this I've ever put on YouTube, so, you know, fingers crossed it all goes well and you enjoy it, that's the main thing. So, Mortimer and his ragtag band of Undead are trying to set up shop somewhere in Malifaux. At the moment, we're looking around near the asylum in the guild, they're thinking, where good old Dr. Grimwell keeps his little hideout. They're thinking, you know, he's a bit of a mercenary, he's not going to mind if we plot up somewhere nearby. So, in the meantime, we get approached by some shady little character who wants us to do some jobs for him. We need the money, so we're going to take the offer. In this case, we decide to go frame some people, go plant some evidence somewhere, just to stitch him up. So that aside, we've got the main strategy here is squatters' rights, which seemed a bit apt, because we're just trying to set up shop and claim territory, so this seemed a good one. Okay, so we ended up with the standard deployment, so that's the left and right hand sides. The centre line straight down the middle with the squat markers. And I'm on the Resurrectionists are on the left, and the guild will be setting up on the right. Okay, so the guild sets up orderly, right at the top of the screen there. Right next to him is a executioner. Down the bottom of the screen, you've got Dr. Grimwell and Nurse Heartsbane. You can probably see my Kruligan there, he's not very well clear in the picture, but there you go. So from top to bottom, I've got Punk Zombie on the left hand side of the screen. Next to him is the Flesh Construct. In the centre, we've got the Gaki and Mortimer, and right down the bottom, tucked away behind that little pigsty, is the Carrion Effigy. Okay, so the Kruligan, who's set up as sort of as close to the deployment zone as he can, he's trying to claim as much as he can as early as he can. So he hops up, claims that middle one, and hops back. The Punk Zombie is making a beeline for that top half of the table. We're going to try and claim that, take the orderly out of the equation. Pretty confident he can take him out. So likewise with the Flesh Construct, I really want him to tie up the executioner if I can. Wasn't too confident that the Carrion Effigy could handle anything down there on his own. A bit of bad deployment on my part, so I decided to edge him up towards Mortimer and the Gaki, and just trying to be a little bit of a backup, trying to maybe buff some things and do what he can. Okay, now the guild start moving forward. The Nursey runs up as fast as she can and starts basically claiming everything she can. Good old Dr. Grimwell is pressuring the Kruligan to basically get out of the way. Okay, so now things start getting a bit interesting. The Flesh Construct is moving up just behind those barrels there, trying to entice the Executioner in, trying to hold him in one position, stop him from going after Mortimer. The Punk Zombie and the Orderly are facing off at the top. Orderly's being really cagey, trying to avoid the charge. I think at this point I'm just moving in the Punk Zombie anyway. I'm pretty confident he can take out the Orderly. But this is the bit, the Flesh Constructor and the Executioner, not quite sure I can take him on. Again, I just want him to hold as long as possible, just to take the attention off the Kruligan as he's moving around all the back of these buildings, just dropping off as many scheme markers as he can. So, that being said, the Nurse is doing a lot of great work down the bottom of the table. She's claiming as many schemes and strategies as she can. She's dropping things left, right and centre. I mean, to be fair, you only see the one picture here, but she's moving up around the table. She's really putting pressure on, and quite annoying really. So, see now she's coming forward and pressuring on the Carrion Effigy. There's no way the Carrion Effigy is going to be able to handle it. Don't think I had a 1 or anything in my hand, so I definitely didn't want to risk putting him in any sort of risk there. So I got him out of the way. So it's just another shot of the Executioner and the Flesh Construct sizing up against each other. So again, you know, I know he can take some damage. So I think, right, take the take the squat marker. At least I'm going to take the charge, but at least he'll be there for a turn, hopefully a little bit longer. So that being said, the orderly at the top does pretty much what I expected. He comes forward, claims that squat marker, but gives me plenty of opportunity to send my punk zombie in and really tear him up. So that's good news for me. Not too sure about the executioner. That's definitely not good news. Meanwhile, the doctor and the nurse down the bottom of the table, spreading out now. They're again dominating that bottom half of the table. There's nothing I can really do. I'm not going to send Mortimer in on his own. I'm certainly not going to send Carrion FG on his own. I really need to bunch them up and then maybe send them in. But I'm still worried about this executioner. A bit worried about what he's going to do. So I want to keep him there, so I've got a little bit of support, and then maybe make a decision. And yeah, so here we go. This is the outcome of the two big scraps at the top end of the table. So the orderlies finished off, no real trouble. The punk zombie was just always going to mince him up. The executioner, likewise, he was going to have no trouble with the flesh construct. Yeah, he's got a lot of wounds, but he was just tearing through him. Absolutely no dramas at all for the executioner there. So he decides to pull the executioner back. But I think he was in line for a good charge from something. I think he decided to pull it back anyway. I think his goal now is to go over that punk zombie and at least try and get an injury on him for the next couple of games. But if I can hold off, I can dance around the top of the table, just prevent him from, or mainly charging Mortimer or something like that. So the good doctor and Nurse Heartsbane down the bottom half of the table, just dropping schemes by my deployment zone. So as you can see, there's plenty of them going around. But they decide to go around the buildings, up to the top, around the back, basically chasing my carrion effigy. I've got a feeling he's a bit of a target that they're trying to get after. I think it might be one of the schemes they picked up. But luckily, I'm always just out of reach, so that was good for me. In the meantime, the Gaki is making a beeline down the south end of the table, if you like, and he's going to try and claim some schemes. Unfortunately, the executioner manages to get into my punk zombie because I decided to claim the squat marker at the top there, and it gave him a chance to come round and get into combat with him. So that was a bit of a shame because I'm a bit worried about him getting knocked out. I think at this point I needed to flip a 1 or a 2 to stop him getting injured. So I wasn't too keen on taking on the executioner at all. And as this is why, this is absolutely why. Yeah, the executioner finishes him, but I got really lucky on the flip and no injury, nothing, absolutely fine. He's just taken a bit of a dirt nap. He's going to be back absolutely fine for the next game. No dramas there at all. A little bit disappointed for my opponent. I think he really wanted to get him to pick up a decent injury. I mean, the executioner was definitely his man of the match. He did most of his work for him. So this again, we're coming towards the end of the game. I managed to get Mortimer back over the wall and take off one of their scheme markers, just trying to knock down some of the VPs. But as you can see, he's dropping them all the way around my deployment zone. So there's no way he's not going to score some schemes off, score some VPs off of that. And this is pretty much how it ends. So if I remember rightly, it was a cheeky little win by me by like 1 point. I could be wrong about that. It was either that or a draw. But as I say, I came out of it really lucky with some of the flips I had and the cards I was drawing. So it was a good first game. Thoroughly enjoyed it. On the barter flip, I managed to pick up Fated for my punk zombie, which will do him great favours in the games to come. Luckily, all my guys that were finished off didn't need to flip on the injury chart. I managed to save them. I either had a card in my hand or I managed to somehow flip it. So again, no dramas this game. I'm not sure if my luck's going to hold out for the rest of their campaign. We'll see how it goes. It's a good start. Mortimer's managed to find himself a little shack that he can now set up home and preferably build on. Who knows, might get kicked out of it in the next game, but we'll see. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this game. As I say, there's more to come. I will be mixing up a little bit with some of the strategies and schemes, and there'll be some story encounters thrown in as well. And if I get a chance to take some pictures and maybe do some videos of other games in the campaign, I'll certainly put them up as well. But all the best guys, again, hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.